How to groom an aggressive dog. Worried about your aggressive dog? We're going to show you how to groom them so they stay calm and become a more manageable pets. Hey there, Betty Pet is here, and today we're going to be talking about how to groom an aggressive dog. Now, I know a lot of people are scared of their aggressive dogs and don't know how to handle them, but with the right tools and knowledge, you can easily turn them into more manageable pets. So let's jump right in. Provide some treats. Grooming an aggressive dog can be a challenge, to say the least. But with a little patience and some tasty treats, it can be done. The key is to keep your dog calm and relaxed while you work. Start by offering him a few treats. Once he's enjoying them, slowly start to brush him, starting with his head and working your way down his body. If he starts to get agitated, take a break and offer him more treats. Eventually, he'll realize that there's nothing to be afraid of and that grooming can be a pleasant experience. And you'll both be looking and smelling great. Be firm and calm. It can be difficult to know how to approach an aggressive dog. On one hand, you want to show them that you're the alpha and that you're in control. On the other hand, you don't want to make them even more agitated. The key is to strike a balance between being firm and being calm. Here are some tips for how to groom an aggressive dog. Be prepared before you start. Have all of your supplies ready and within reach so that you don't have to fiddle around with anything while you're grooming. This will help to keep the process calm and efficient. Be firm but not rough. Give the dog clear commands and let them know that you mean business. However, avoid being too forceful as this will only make them more anxious. Be patient. It's important to take your time while grooming an aggressive dog. Rush the process and they may become even more agitated. Instead, take things slow and steady until they're relaxed enough to enjoy the experience. Hold face away. Dogs are man's best friend, but even the best of friends can have their disagreements. If you find yourself on the receiving end of a dog's aggression, you may be wondering how to best handle the situation. When it comes to grooming, it is important to hold your face away from the dog's mouth and teeth. This will help to prevent getting bitten or scratched. In addition, try to keep the dog as calm as possible by speaking in a soothing voice and moving slowly and deliberately. With a little patience and understanding, you can help to make the grooming experience a positive one for both you and your furry friend. Use an assistant. If you've ever tried to groom an aggressive dog, you know that it can be a nightmare. The dog may growl, snap, or even bite. And even if you manage to avoid getting hurt, the experience is certainly not pleasant. Fortunately, there is a way to make grooming an aggressive dog a lot easier. Use an assistant. Having another person help you with the grooming process can be a huge help. Not only will they be able to keep the dog calm, but they can also help to hold them still if necessary. Plus, if the dog does manage to bite or scratch, your assistant will be there to help you clean up the wound and tend to it properly. So if you're tired of struggling to groom your aggressive dog alone, consider enlisting the help of a friend or family member. It could make the entire process a lot less stressful for both you and your furry friend. Use a lateral hold. If you've ever found yourself on the receiving end of an aggressive dog's teeth, you know that it's important to take precautions when grooming. While most dogs will sit patiently for a brushing or even an occasional bath, some can be quite resistant to being handled. For these dogs, it's important to use a lateral hold, which will keep them from twisting around and biting. To do this, stand to the side of the dog and wrap one arm around their chest, holding them firmly against your body. Use your other hand to brush or bathe them, and be sure to keep a close eye on their body language in case they start to get agitated. With a little patience and care, you can safely groom even the most aggressive dog. Learn the dog's triggers. Dogs can be aggressive when they feel threatened or uncomfortable. Grooming an aggressive dog can be a challenge, but it's important to learn the dog's triggers and take precautions to avoid potential conflict. The first step is to get the dog used to being handled. Start with short sessions of petting and gradually work up to brushing and other grooming activities. If the dog shows signs of aggression, stop and try again later. Once the dog is comfortable with being groomed, you can begin working on specific areas that may be causing problems. For example, if the dog is afraid of having its nails trimmed, start by gently touching its paws and then progress to trimming one nail at a time. With patience and positive reinforcement, you can turn grooming time into a positive experience for both you and your furry friend. Restraints. Restraints are essential when grooming an aggressive dog. The most important thing is to keep the dog safe, both from itself and from you. There are a few different types of restraints that can be used, and the best one for your dog will depend on its size and temperament. A small dog can be restrained with a grooming loop, while a larger dog may need a muzzle or a head halter. It's also important to have someone else present to help you hold the dog still, if necessary. With the right precautions in place, you can safely groom even the most aggressive dog. Muzzles. Muzzles are often seen as a last resort for dealing with aggressive dogs, but in reality, they can be a valuable tool for grooming. Muzzles prevent dogs from biting or snapping while allowing groomers to get up close and personal with their furry clients. When used properly, muzzles can help to make the grooming process safer and more enjoyable for both dogs and groomers. There are a few things to keep in mind when muzzle grooming an aggressive dog. First, it's important to introduce the muzzle gradually and make sure the dog is comfortable wearing it. Second, always keep one hand on the dog's collar while grooming, and be prepared to remove the muzzle if the dog becomes agitated. Finally, take your time and move slowly when grooming an aggressive dog. Rushing will only make the situation worse. By following these simple tips, you can safely and effectively groom even the most aggressive of dogs. Medication. Medication can be a tricky business, especially when it comes to our furry friends. While grooming an aggressive dog may seem like an impossible task, there are actually a few medications that can help to make the process easier. Here are a few tips on how to medicate an aggressive dog. Talk to your veterinarian about medications that may help to calm your dog during grooming. There are several medications available that can help to ease anxiety and make grooming a less stressful experience for both you and your dog. If medication is not an option, consider using a mild sedative during grooming. A very small amount of sedative can help to take the edge off without making your dog overly drowsy or aggressive. Always speak to your veterinarian before using any sedatives on your dog. Use positive reinforcement during and after grooming. Dogs respond well to positive reinforcement, so be sure to praise your dog and give him lots of treats during and after the grooming process. This will help to create a positive association with grooming and make it more likely that your dog will cooperate in the future.